Hey everyone, thanks for logging into this part of the video series where we're covering the 7 mistakes Canadians make when they buy US real estate during this phenomenal time to buy, and we're also covering solutions to get you better education and better surrounded with professionals who will be able to give you the right answers and the right sources of information. We're here for mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 is assuming that Canadians don't get into lawsuits, okay? Now I know what you're thinking is this usually is used as a scare tactic for most people looking to buy into US real estate, but I'm here to tell you that yes, it can happen, but there are very easy ways to protect yourself. See, as a Canadian, the first thing I'll say is the fact that you are less likely to be sued than another American because you are a foreign person. So it is more difficult to know exactly how much you own and how much you're worth, and it is slightly more difficult to sue you if you're living in another country. So that is actually your first part of your asset protection, is the fact that you are in a foreign country, thus the chances do go down. Now, are they eliminated? Absolutely not. There are 2 things you can do to make sure that if in the case of lawsuits, you are protected. The first thing is get adequate liability insurance. Liability insurance will prevent that in the case of litigation, you will have the proper insurance that will cover you in the case that a tenant would sue you within one of your properties, okay? So always get adequate liability insurance, but that doesn't fully protect you neither. It does give you quite the buffer, and the chance of it happening and coming for your properties and assets you own in Canada are very, very low, but still exist. If you want to completely eliminate the chances of people coming after your private assets, is that you can create entities such as limited liability companies, C corporations, or partnerships, and when these entities are in good standing, you basically have protection from anything that is owned outside of that entity. Let me elaborate. If you own an entity such as a LLC, which is a limited liability company, and someone would sue you, they cannot go after the assets of the member who owns units in this LLC. So, from that way, you have protection. At the same time, if someone sues you back home, they cannot go and take the assets that belong to your LLC. So, you can look into more tips and more ways you can use entities to your advantage by talking to an appropriate attorney in the US that talks about liability protection and entity structure setup. You can also visit incorporate.com for more ideas and to get more discussions going as far as the requirements necessary to hold an entity in the US. I wouldn't say any of the suggestions provided in this video talk about accounting and tax liabilities, but these are just general concepts to talk about how asset protection is necessary, can be obtained easily, and should definitely be in your conscious. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next part where we'll talk about the accounting.